Chapter 15, School. I can't believe it. Pop's walking me to school. I don't say anything. He doesn't either, just stares straight ahead. Crowds make him nervous. That's all New York is. Him and Ma should move. The walk sign brightens. Across from us, a rush of people walk, dodging, trying not to hit each other in the middle of the street. Pop clutches my hand like I'm two, but I'm the one pulling, weaving him through the intersection. Pop's going to embarrass me, I know it. At least he looks nice. He's wearing slacks, not jeans, a shirt with buttons, dressing. I watched him open his suitcase. His back blocked me from seeing what's inside. He stood staring down. He took something out, shut and locked the suitcase. A tie, a blue and red striped tie. It looks good. I didn't know Pop owned a tie. From the front, Brooklyn Collective Elementary is plain, all concrete. The back windows make it special, letting in light, not making you feel like you're in a tomb. I'm looking out for you, baby girl. Pop's expression is earnest, sweet. It feels good that Pop thinks he's looking out for me. About time. But this is the wrong time. And those are what she's thinking because it's italicized. I don't want to leave my school. Pop grunts. He never listens to me. We climb the school steps, push through the heavy doors. Color is everywhere. Sky blue and yellow walls, bulletin boards and white trim and gold letters. All shades of kids. The older ones curious about Pop. Wave. Hey, Deja. We go through here. Another door. In the stairwell, Pop stops, holding on to the handrail, leaning into the wall. Kids swarm around him. Sweat pops on his face. Pop, come on. He coughs a bit. His eyes are super dark, like Ray's eyes when he gets scared. How far? Second floor. Pop nods and takes a step, then another and another. But it's like each step is swamp mud sucking him down, and he's got to lift extra hard to get to the next step. Homeroom is bustling. I'm going to miss it. Sabine waves. I'm going to miss her. Ben watches George doing a magic trick with cards. Stacia and Angel are comparing charm bracelets. I'm going to miss these kids. This school. I point. That's Miss Garcia. Pop's not paying attention. He's moving toward the windows. I don't think he sees the kids, the desks, or Miss Garcia. He only sees the view across the river. Gently, his palms touch glass. He leans his forehead against the window. Miss Garcia clicks toward him. Sit, Deja. Sit, class. We'll begin shortly. Everyone except me goes to his or her desk and chair. Whisper, whisper, chatter, chatter, chatter. My fists ball, but my classmates are right. Pop is a spectacle. Miss Garcia speaks to Pop. No one can hear what she says. I can't even tell if Pop is answering back. He doesn't move, doesn't even look at her. Miss Garcia hooks her arms around Pop's. She's leading him out the room. Michael, she calls, will you show Mr. Barnes to the principal's office? He wants to speak with Principal Thompson. I can do it. Deja, you stay here. This week, Michael is homeroom helper. He'll take good care of your father. Sure will, says Michael, promising. Mr. Barnes. Pop looks at him, but I don't think he sees him. Michael, just like Miss Garcia, hooks his arm around Pop's. Michael's thoughtful. He seems to know Pop's sick. Not quite right. Kind, Michael leads him away. I'm going to hate leaving this school. All day I expect Pop to take me out of class, away from the school, but he doesn't. We switch classes, history, Mr. Schmitz. Any differences between the far past and the recent past? Between older and more current American history? No one says anything. I raise my hand. Lots of differences, but it's not the differences that matter. It's what unites us, holds together our society. That's the question we answered. Good, good. He strokes his beard. Some histories repeat. Some events are unique. There is regional, statewide, and national history. We share all of it in common as Americans. Mr. Schmidt looks like Yoda. Short, squat. Ooh, you guys better not say that about me. Mr. Schmidt looks like Yoda. Wrinkled. What little hair he has is gray. Like Yoda, he sometimes says weird stuff. When asked a question, class, it's important to consider how it's framed. Sometimes a question is a door to another question, another way of seeing, understanding. Ben raises his hand but doesn't wait for Mr. Schmidt to point. Deja figured it out, told us to turn the question inside out. Did she now? Sabine jumps up. Ben typed an answer, read it. Ben. Sabine and me push Ben toward the front of the room. Ben reads, American principles, freedom, democracy, and justice for all withstand the test of time. History changes. Relationships between Americans change, but America's ideals remain strong or adapt and get stronger. Good, good, well written, excellent thinking, Deja. You challenge the context of my question. I puff my chest, not minding that everyone is looking at me. Wow, is this a change in character? She used to not like to be noticed. Now she puffs up her chest like she's proud of herself. Write for me, class. What does it mean to be an American? Why does history matter? Mr. Schmidt picks up a marker. Why is history, he writes. Relevant? Alive? Personal? Being American. Essay by Deja Barnes. Ah, there's another change. Remember before, she doesn't usually like to put her last name, but now she does. I used to think I was just me, Deja, but I am an American, connected to my school, my friends, my home. I am bigger and better than I thought I was. I am not alone. My family disappoints me, especially Pop. He wants to take me away from what connects me. But I think if I leave Brooklyn Collective Elementary, I will always be friends with Ben and Sabine, just like I will always be American. I stare at my words. American is my history, my story, not just homeless Deja. I don't know how yet, but the towers falling is my history too. My friend Ben showed me. My friend Sabine shared hurt, sadness. Sadness, that's not a sentence I know. History is about feelings too. I'm happy I'm American, but sometimes American history isn't happy. I feel proud of my essay. The title is better, focused. It's not perfect. There's sentence fragments, lots. I didn't know I thought and felt what I wrote. Funny, looking at the words, I see me better. Deja, the original, the one and only. That reminds me of the one and only Ivan. Pop still doesn't come. We do music, sing This Land Is Your Land. At my old school, we sang pop. Besides the national anthem, I never knew so many songs were written about America. Mrs. Cohen says, we're celebrating America. She's got a whole book of songs with the American flag and fireworks on the cover. In the afternoon, we have science. Pop must have gone home. I feel better. But what if Pop is waiting for the next day or the next day to take me away? Maybe he's already visiting other schools. Mrs. Davis, our science teacher, is showing a video. She talks as she lowers the blinds and turns up the lights. Images flicker on the screen. A man's deep voice booms. David and Nelson Rockefeller wanted to revitalize Lower Manhattan. The Port Authority of two states, New York and New Jersey, cooperated to build the World Trade Center, a complex of buildings that included the Twin Towers, then the two tallest buildings in America. Construction workers dig a huge hole. Groundbreaking began August 1966. The tall towers needed a strong foundation. Workers had to dig deep through silt to find firm soil. Men with yellow hats push, pull wheelbarrows, carry buckets. Trucks haul dirt and pour concrete while men hammer and weld. Layer by layer, a skeleton frame rises. As it grows, the men seem like acrobats, trapeze artists, balancing on beams, hands waving, guiding, positioning steel planks, lifting by huge cranes. 60 people died building the Twin Towers, architectural marvels that would forever symbolically represent the strength of America and its principles of democracy and capitalism. Amazing, I never thought how brave the people who built the Twin Towers had to be. Men working high in the sky on tiny platforms with no safety nets to catch them. Skywalkers, who knew? Were any of them alive to see the towers fall down? The North Tower of the World Trade Center was completed December 1970, and the South Tower was completed July 1971. Music swells triumphant. The screen fades to black. Mrs. Davis turns on the lights. George and Angel pull up the blinds. We can see across the river. The skyline seems emptier than ever. Today we're going to do an exercise in building skyscrapers. What does it take to make a building tall? Taller, tallest. Instead of metal, concrete, and glass, our materials are straws, pipe cleaners, and paper clips. Form groups of 3. That's easy. Me, Ben, and Sabine. We sit in a small circle on the floor. Mrs. Davis hands us a bag of supplies. Each group has to build a skyscraper strong enough to support a golf ball. A golf ball? Asked Stacia. Ben takes a ball out of our supply bag. I've never seen a golf ball before. What do you do with it? Hit it with a club. Doesn't seem fun to me. Shh, says Mrs. Davis. Our experiment today will test how weight and foundation affect your mock skyscrapers. What are the key elements for buildings? Sabine raises her hand. Strong foundation. Good, what else? Beams, says Stacia. Something that makes the tower rise higher and higher. How are we supposed to do that? Straws are weak. Manny bends a straw, blows air through it. Figure it out. Think like an engineer. Mrs. Davis stretches out the word engineer. A builder, like the men who designed the Twin Towers. Everybody gets to work, twisting, bending, trying to make straws stand on end. Ben picks up a pipe cleaner, a piece of wire with small, fuzzy tufts. Sherlock Holmes cleans his pipe with these, between smokes. I shiver. Sounds worse than cigarettes. Design first, says Sabine, clutching the pencil. Don't start with the materials. What do you mean? Like this, says Sabine, quickly sketching on the paper. She draws a wide base. That's why we've got paper and pencil. You can't just start building a building without thinking about it. Critically, says Ben automatically. Yeah, I say. Thinking is being hammered into us. We're good at it, says Sabine, drawing more. All around us, skyscrapers are quivering, crashing. Little white balls roll on the floor. Ben rolls the ball back. There, says Sabine, sitting up. Our skyscraper is firm, supporting the golf ball. Sabine, the engineer. Who knew? We're proud of our fake skyscraper. Nervous, we wait to see if the ball falls. Others start over, rebuilding. 1,000,000, no, 1,000,000,000,000 golf balls wouldn't have crashed the real towers. Ben looks straight at Sabine. No, she answers, grim. You'll come to my house again, won't you, Sabine? And before Sabine can answer, he adds, Deja, my mom says come over whenever you want to. She likes Ray and Lita. We're a team, aren't we? Ben sounds desperate, like he really and truly needs us. Sitting on the floor with a fake skyscraper, none of us says anything about sitting in Ben's room, about the tears, or the fact that me and Ben know deep inside that Sabine isn't always happy. We have our secrets. We're a club. We all know what made the towers fall. Me and Bean know about Ben hurting, missing his dad. Ben and Sabine know I act tough when I'm frustrated. We'd all be lonelier without each other. I'd be the loneliest of all. Mrs. Davis stoops, her flats shiny, her hands on her knees. She stares at our skyscraper. You've won, she says. See, class, says Mrs. Davis, pointing. A strong foundation supports everything. Skyscrapers, engineers, dreams. It's amazing what people can build. We 3 grin, happy. The bell rings. We retreat back to homeroom. Deja, your papa's waiting for you outside. He's been here all day, I ask. Yes. Am I leaving? Miss Garcia knows that what I'm asking. Not now, at least I don't think so. Our principal is very good at explaining curriculum. Every generation has new things to learn, like how the skyline changes. Miss Garcia gently squeezes my shoulder. We're all glad you're here, Deja. Principal Thompson wouldn't let you go without a fight. Neither would I. Thanks. I really, really mean it. I want to hug Miss Garcia, but I don't. Slowly, I stuff pencils and notebook into a plastic grocery bag. I'm not sure I want to go outside. Maybe Pop changed his mind. Maybe he's lost again, sick. Kids rush from the classroom. Ben and Sabine are dragging behind. Slinging his backpack over his shoulder, Ben draws close. Sabine does too. And out of the blue, she squeals like she had the best idea ever. Turkish delight! My mother makes the best Turkish delight. What's Turkish delight? I asked. Dessert, says Ben. Better than brownies? Much better, says Sabine. We'll save some for Ray and Lita. Have a party at my house. Or mine, says Sabine. My friends don't mind that I don't say, or mine. This makes me feel better. I walk outside. Pop sits on the school steps, his elbows on his knees, his head in his hands. I tap his shoulder. Pop? Deja. He wipes his eyes and cheeks. I don't ask why Pop's been crying. He might lie, or worse, tell me a truth I'm not ready to hear, like I'm leaving the school. Pop pulls me down onto the step. Never minding kids are streaming past us. He hugs me, a rocking hug like he did when I was little, when I used to fit in his lap.
No, I did tell. I didn't mind.
They saw, Deja, Pop whimpers. They saw through the windows. Everybody saw. Who? Principal Thompson? Miss Garcia? Miss Garcia was a student, a 5th grader. Her mother, all the parents came to pick up their kids. How awful, Miss Garcia, as old as me, seeing the planes hit live. Days, weeks afterwards, there were ashes, paper bits from wallets, purses floating into the schoolyard. I tense. This is new information. Pop squeezes me so hard I think I might start gasping, coughing. Over his shoulder, I see students so polite they waited until the street corner to stare back at me and Pop. I'm not mad. I'd stare too. Principal Thompson promised me you wouldn't see. No video, only photographs. Some things a child should never see. I don't tell Pop I've seen the video. I wish I hadn't. Still, in a few years, I'll be in high school. Shouldn't I know terrorists flew planes into the towers? When do kids get old enough? As far as I can tell, even Pop isn't old enough. I pull back. Pop's eyes are wet again. He rubs his beard. Pop must have seen it. We've never had a computer. There are library computers, but Pop doesn't like crowds. He didn't say children shouldn't know about some things happening. He said children shouldn't see. How does he know about what was seen? It hits me. He was there. Before I was born, my world is shattered. My mind turns. Pop's words inside out. Challenge ideas, assumptions, Mr. Schmidt said. History is relevant, alive, personal. How come I didn't know? Pop's history affects me.